So what if I told you there's this one ancient book that has the answer to pretty much every problem you could ever face? I'm talking about stress from your job, tricky relationships, that knot in your stomach when you think about the future, you name it. We're talking, of course, about the Bhagavad Gita, and today we're going to break it down and pull out its most powerful, life-changing lessons. Basically, a guide for how to live right now.
So before we jump in, just take a second. Seriously, think about it. What's the one thing that's really, truly weighing on you at this moment? Your career, a relationship, maybe your health? Whatever it is, just get it clear in your mind.
Because here's the big idea we're exploring today. Whatever that worry is, the Gita offers a way through it. Now, this isn't about some magic fix. It's about a fundamental shift in how you see things. All right, let's get into that.
First things first, to solve any problem, you got to understand the ground you're standing on. The Gita starts by explaining the basic nature of reality, and it kicks off with the most important question: who are we really? This is probably one of the most famous analogies from the entire text, and for good reason. It's so simple but so profound. Think about it. This body you're in, it's just like a set of clothes. It's temporary. Your true self, the soul, is the one wearing the clothes, and it just moves from one outfit to the next. Once you really let that sink in, the whole concept of loss, especially the fear of it, starts to change. It means the essential part of you, or of anyone you care about, can't actually be lost.
So, this is the core distinction right here. The body is mortal. It changes. It eventually ends. But the soul, that's the real you. It's immortal, it's unchanging, and it's endless. This is exactly what Krishna told Arjuna on the battlefield. He was heartbroken, right? But Krishna reminded him, hey, your grief is for the shell, the temporary part, not the eternal spirit of the people you love.
Okay, so what about the world we live in? Krishna has a name for it, Dukhalaya. It literally translates to a house of sorrow. Now, I know that sounds like a total downer, but stick with me, because it's actually really freeing. It means that suffering is a built-in feature of life, not some personal failing on your part. But, and this is the most important part, he also says it's Asha Sashvat, which means temporary. So your pain, your struggles, they aren't permanent. They have an expiration date.
This little story just illustrates that idea perfectly. There was a saint who fell asleep in a king's palace. The king gets mad and wakes him up, what are you doing here? And the saint just asks, who lived here before you? The king says, my father. And before him, my grandfather. So the saint smiles and says, a place where people keep coming and going isn't a home, it's an inn. See? We're all just passing through. The reason we get so hurt is we get attached to our stuff and our status, forgetting that none of it is really ours to keep.
Okay, so let's connect the dots. If the world is just a temporary stop, and our true self is eternal, then where is all this pain and suffering actually coming from? The Gita's answer is kinda mind-blowing. It says it's not coming from the outside. It's not your boss, it's not your partner, it's not your bank account. The real fight, the real battlefield, is inside your own head.
And the main enemy in that battle is something called Mo, which is this deep, excessive attachment. Just look at Arjun. He was the greatest warrior of his generation, and he was totally frozen, unable to do anything. Why? Because he was so caught up in the idea of my family, my teachers. That attachment made him blind to what was right and what was wrong. And honestly, it's that exact same kind of attachment that causes us so much pain today.
Krishna gets even more specific. He points to 3 really destructive forces that fuel this inner war. He calls them the 3 gates to hell. Not some place you go after you die, but a hell you can create for yourself right here, right now. First, you have uncontrolled desire. Then, what happens when you don't get what you desire? You get anger. And finally, there's just endless, bottomless greed. He says these 3 are the source of all our chaos and self-destruction.
And this is the solution. I love this story that goes with it. A king was super stressed and was told he'd find peace if he could just wear the shirt of a truly peaceful man. So his men searched everywhere. Finally, they find this hermit meditating, just radiating peace. They run up to him and ask for a shirt, and the guy just laughs. He says, I'd love to help you, but I don't own a shirt. The point is, peace isn't a thing you can find or buy. It's something you have to build from the inside out. All right, so we get the big picture. Reality is temporary, the real battle is in our minds. But what do we do? How do we actually live our lives? This last part is all about the Gita's practical, actionable advice for finding real purpose in this chaotic world.
The very first thing Krishna tells Arjuna to do is to get up and fight, not because he's angry, but for dharma, for what is right.
He teaches that letting injustice slide, especially when it's coming from people close to you, is actually a bigger mistake than confronting it. Why? Because when you stay silent about something wrong, you're just making the wrongdoer stronger. It's a huge call to action for every single one of us.
One of the biggest messages in the Gita is to act now. And this little story nails it. We've all been given this incredible philosopher's stone. Our life, our time. Every moment is a chance to create something golden, to live fully. But what do? We procrastinate. We say, I'll do it tomorrow, or the timing isn't right. We wait for the perfect moment, until our time is just gone. The lesson is so clear. The only time you really have is right now. Don't let it slip away.
Now, for those who do act with purpose, Krishna makes this absolutely incredible promise. Yoga kshemam wahami yaham. It's such a beautiful concept. Yoga means getting what you lack, and kshema means protecting what you already have. So what Krishna is saying is basically this. You focus on doing your part, on doing the right thing for the right reasons, and stop freaking out about the results. If you do that, the universe itself will take care of you. It'll bring you what you need and protect what's yours. It's an invitation to trust the whole process.
So, let's wrap this all up. The Gita is so much more than just some old, dusty text. It's a living, breathing guide for how to navigate our lives today.
So if you remember anything, remember this. 1. You are not your problems. Your true self is so much bigger. It's eternal and fearless. 2. The real war isn't out there in the world, it's in here, against your own mind. 3. You can't buy peace, you can't find it somewhere, you have to create it. And finally, number 4. Your power is right here, right now. Act with purpose in this moment.
And that brings us to the final, and really the only question that matters. This isn't just about information, it's about transformation. So, looking back at all these ideas, which one hit you the hardest? Which single teaching can you take and start applying to your life, to that one big worry you thought about at the beginning, starting right now, today?